So Yvonne was telling you, by the way, this trip we put a vehicle. It's an Alphard. People watu wamechanga, by the way.
Watu wamechanga.
Telling you, so far we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people wamechanga.
5. Wow.
Guys are going.
Itabamba.
Guys are going. Hey, Jenny.
Well, Joseph ametoa 4K.
4K, imagine. And the least time ametoa 2,000 shillings. Wametoa more 4,000 shillings.
4K.
Yeah.
Ni trip imewaka moto, imeshika.
So hey, Jenny, why am I not seeing your name here, man? Kwani au come na sisi? Kwani WhatsApp? Nakam.
Amesema anakuja. Anakam. Hiyo ni form Naivasha kutashika.
Kwanza mbuzi half.
Piga cheers hapo. Cheers. Walaga.
Mbuzi half lazima, my friend. Tunaidish. Yvonne sasa hapo tuko sorted. Jenny akikuja tu hapa hivi to sort. We are done. We're done with this thing. So Jenny, make sure unaweza get to Alphard nakwambia 7 seater nakwambia pale ni starehe tu. Tusha organize
wewe.
So hivi unaweza.
Na mbuzi choma ndani. Umejipanga? Tukuandike?
How much?
4K.
No. 4K hapo.
Sawa. Okay, ina shida. Sawa. Sasa Jen, so wewe ndo number 2 kwa hii list yetu.
Yaani wewe ni wale wazito. Ametoa 4K.
Today.
Wazito.
Ni sawa, haina noma, unatumia Yvonne lakini sasa jina yako nishaika hapo. Ya Yvonne akuitaje uloji. Sasa. Tuka tu leo siku.
Naivasha kumewaka.
Wazi.
Kama izana na hiyo story.
Sasa tujibambe.
DJ, weka muziki jo. Naivasha moto.
Na resort shapanga kila kitu.
Kila kitu iko set.
Ni wewe tu ndio yako tunangoja nikushie.
My name is Semele Chamo. I'm an entertainment entrepreneur, professional actor, and a mental health advocate. Plus, I'm a copyright consultant. Today, I would like to touch on a topic that is very intimate to a number of people out here. We should get to understand it on a whole different aspects, and this is the aspect of peer pressure. And peer pressure is huge, but I will narrow it down to the aspect of the way we might force other people financially in a certain way, that maybe you are financially stable to do something that another person is not able to do. So in the aspect, even within this contribution of committees, stuff like that, you see somebody was contributed like 3,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20, and you as an individual, it might just be able to handle 200 or 500, stuff like that. But in the aspect that you really want to show off or something like that, or you really want to be on the same level as another person, you would beg, or rather you would look for loans so that you contribute something. And it's not logic for anyone. And this is a psychological torture to a number of people who are going through financial situations. There is a statement that says it's good to understand a statement called "I have not eaten." So you can understand it in the aspect of this person has not eaten because he or she has chosen not to eat but can buy their own food. And then there's somebody who hasn't eaten because they're dieting, they want to stay in shape. And then there's the person hasn't eaten because he or she cannot afford it. So within these three privileges, you have to understand there's somebody within these three aspects. So get to know within your friends who among them, even if you're telling them to contribute something and they cannot, just get to understand why they cannot and stuff like that. Because, and you as an individual, it's very good to speak out. If you cannot contribute like 10,000, 5,000 or 500 or whatever, just say it. Just be confident and say it, because at the end of the day, this is your mental state that you're talking about. Don't pressure yourself to be somebody you're not. Don't pressure yourself to remove an amount that you cannot even afford, and don't put yourself in debt because you just want to make other people happy, and at the end of the day you are the one who's suffering. It's very, very uncouth and very unfair to pressure somebody to do something that they're not willing to do, or they cannot reach on that level. If you can afford maybe 5,000 easily, why don't you also help this other person? Maybe you help him to boost him or her 1,000 shillings so that they can boost whatever they can bring on the table. Because at the end of the day, these people, not everyone is on the same level. There are people who are wealthy, and there are people who are rich, and there are people who are average, and then there are poor. So you should understand, yes, wealthy and rich are two different things. So it's very important to know people who are very wealthy can afford anything. People who are very rich have limits, certain limits, and then now they're middle class, and then they're pure, the poor people who live below the dollar. So get to understand every person that you deal with comes from different backgrounds, and they have certain capacity. Maybe this person is rich in the aspect of he can help on certain organization to mobilize other people to come on board, stuff like that, but they're not rich in the aspect of finances. So it's very important to understand the strength of every person, and never pressure any person to do something that they don't have the financial muscle to do, or any aspect to do it. It's very important to understand every person's ability, capacity, so that you will work in coordination with each other. And it's that's one way to be able to be more humane to any other person. And the person who's going through this situation, is good to speak out about it. If you can't handle certain things, just say you cannot handle. Because at the end of the day, you won't die by saying you can't handle it. Just say you cannot. If you can't manage a certain amount, say you're just able to manage this amount. It's better for you, and it helps you sleep well at night. So yeah, that's all I can say for you. It's very good for you to be very open and honest towards yourself and towards people around you.